Well, there's no respite for Leamington following their emphatic comeback here against Darlington on Saturday as they face a stern test against promotion-chasing Kidderminster Harriers this evening here at the Phillips 66. Despite being second in the table and 4 points behind leaders Chorley and having 7 wins in their last 10 games, Harriers come into this one off the back of a loss and a draw, so Paul Holleran will be looking for his side to make the most of the High Flyers' dip in form. He makes one change to the side that staged that incredible second half comeback 3 days ago as Connor Taylor comes in for Kieran Dunbar, who drops to the bench. Anthony Dwyer starts despite his red card on Saturday, as the suspension doesn't come into effect until next week against Nuneaton Borough. As for Kidderminster then, it's Brandon Hall in goal. It's Lee Vaughan, Joel Taylor, James O'Connor, Fraser Horsfall, Ryan Johnson, Declan Weeks, Billy Daniels, Daniel Bradley, Ashley Chambers and top scorer Edward Williams, who already has 10 goals this season. And a minute's silence will be held before kick-off in honour of the victims of the unfortunate helicopter crash that took place outside the King Power Stadium in Leicester on Saturday, and to remember the fallen soldiers who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the past, and to show appreciation to all the servicemen and women who continue to serve their country. A minute's silence respectfully observed there by the two sides and the faithful in the stands. It's just a change of ends here before we get underway at the Phillips 66. And it comes then, easily cleared. Conor Goodger is the man back there for Leamington. He'll loft it back in towards Gittins. Hall came again. Joe Clark is there first, down the right hand side. It's the ball across, it hits the first man. It's cleared up towards Chambers. Here's Williams then, skips away from the challenge of Lane. This can only find Conor Goodger. Gittins has stayed up here. O'Connor the ball to Dwyer. Well parried there by Brandon Hall. Watch that all the way, the Kidderminster goalkeeper. Snapshot on the half volley by Anthony Dwyer. Kidderminster just probing for an opening here. Here's Vaughan. It's a loft ball to Chambers. Two Leamington players got in there each other's way. It's broken to Williams. Gets the shot away. Right down the gullet of Tony Breeden. Easy save for the Leamington goalkeeper. Here's Williams then. Finds a ball out to Lee Vaughan. Has space to assess his options. Delivers the ball into the back post. There's Lane. Gittins helps on its way, only to Williams. Taylor then. Weeks. It's a good ball into Bradley. Lays it back to Daniels. And it's cleared away by Leamington. Here's Horsfall. Weeks then. Johnson. Taylor. Chambers does well to hold off the challenge of James Mace. Chambers could be in here. It's a good save and it's turned in by Daniel Bradley. And Kidderminster take the lead just after 17 minutes here. It was great play initially by Ashley Chambers. He just used his body to turn away from James Mace. Shot with his left foot as well, parried by the boot of Tony Breeden, but he could do nothing about the follow-up from Daniel Bradley, who finished into an empty net. And it's Leamington 0, Kidderminster Harriers 1. And it has to be said that the away side have deserved this early goal. They have dominated the early shares of possession. And despite Leamington's defensive efforts, they've conceded on the 17-minute mark. Leamington 0, Kidderminster Harriers 1. Throw into his Weeks. Tries the effort. Oh, what a goal from Declan Weeks! That is sensational from the Kidderminster Harriers midfielder. just took a touch, set himself, looked up at goal and lashed it with his right foot. Deceived Tony Breeden, bounced off the crossbar and into the back of the net. A fantastic goal by Declan Weeks. And it makes it Leamington 0, Kidderminster Harriers 2. And it's the old 1-2 of goals, 2 goals in 3 minutes from the visitors. O'Connor to clear up. It's an early throw in to Anthony Dwyer. He's done well here, Dwyer. Needs support. Gets the ball across. Here's Joe Clark on his left foot. And Callum Gittins on the follow-up, but it was taken off his toe brilliantly there by Billy Daniels. And it comes then Kidderminster looking for a third. It's a well-worked corner. It's Chambers. It's a scramble. And it's sucked away by Lane. Driven back in. Had to be dealt with by Breeden. And there's Obeng. Dwyer. It's broken for Obeng. Just struggling to get into a rhythm here, Leamington. Daniels does well against Obeng. It's cleared up by Lee Vaughan. Obeng now down the left-hand side. Gets the ball across. Dwyer is waiting. I don't think he was expecting the ball to come to him. He had O'Connor and Johnson alongside him, the 2 centre-backs. Mace has done well. But Williams latches onto this. Here's Bradley. It's a ball through to Chambers. He's taken it well. Chambers! Oh, what a finish! Ashley Chambers. It was a great bursting run by Williams. Then there was Bradley. It was a ball into Ashley Williams in behind the fence. Just let it roll across his body. One touch onto his right foot. And that arrowed into the bottom left-hand corner past Tony Breeden. Sensational finish by Ashley Chambers, and it gives Kidderminster a 3-goal advantage on the 34-minute mark. Edwards with a free header, easily cut out, and Williams has done well, but the breaks retain. Here's Obeng down the right-hand side, gets a low ball across, and it's onto his own by O'Connor, and turned wide by Connor Taylor. Well, what a chance for the breaks to grab one before half-time. It was Jack Edwards. Some great battling in the midfield. Won the ball back. Played a ball into Ahmad Obeng down the right-hand side. Put a low ball across. It was James O'Connor, the captain. Turned it onto his own crossbar. Came back out to Connor Taylor, who just dragged his effort wide. Still searching for his first goal of the season, Connor Taylor. In a break shirt. Bradley sets it for Taylor. Weeks. It's a great ball into Taylor, and never got hold of the shot. The Kidderminster faithful thoroughly enjoying their evening here at the Phillips 66. Here's Weeks saying can bring the ball over the halfway line into Williams. Sees the run of Vaughan. Here he is, the right back. It's Vaughan! It's 4! And that is a fantastic finish by Lee Vaughan. Edward Williams breaking through the midfield, saw the run of the right back, he was unmarked, made tracks on the right hand side of the area and blazed it past Tony Breeden, off the crossbar, into the back of the net. And Kidderminster Harriers are running riot here at the Phillips 66. It's Leamington 0, Kidderminster 4. Up it comes by Goodger then. Bishop wins the header. It's a shot on target for Leamington in the second half. Here's Goodger then. Still Goodger. Kidderminster back line still standing strong. Comes out to Ahmed Obeng. James Mace. And there's the referee's whistle. He brings an end to proceedings here. And it's a very convincing 3 points by Kidderminster. They came to the Phillips 66 and absolutely dominated possession for what has to be said the whole of the game. And it's another disappointing afternoon for the Breaks after what was a Saturday of jubilation with the comeback against Darlington. And it's finished here, Leamington 0, Kidderminster Harriers 4.
It's all a very hard night for you and the lads against a very good Kidderminster side. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it was very difficult, probably the most difficult sort of fixture we've had in the opening 15-16. Obviously we've lost some games, but I think that's the first game in the first batch third of games where we haven't been in it. Even every games we've lost, drawn, obviously won. We've competed and had opportunities and had good spells in the game, but I'd certainly say tonight that probably that was the first time where, apart from little flashes here and there, where it really was a difficult night for us. And the main factor is they're a very good side. I think on tonight, there's no doubt about it, they're a side full of quality, and when you allow them to get their game going and play through the thirds, and the rotation's good, and they've got obviously Bradley and Ashley are a handful. You've got Williams, they rotate really well and interchange well, and what you can't do is allow the pitch to be too big, and we've basically got too deep. A lot of the pitch was too big. There was too much space to play into. Listen, I don't know whether we've obviously got some tired legs out there for the mammoth effort. I thought second half on Saturday. There's an element of that. I know there's that. There's an element that we're conceding poor goals. That's been a factor, a minus of the start of the season. There's goals we're conceding this year that we weren't last year, so we're not helping ourselves, and we probably made it a little bit too easy for Kidderminster tonight. I mean, whichever side's come here, whether it's this year, even last year, they've left it and they've sort of, even if they've gone with the points, they've sort of know they've been in a game, and we try to make this place a difficult place to come. We try and be competitive. We try and play when we can. We try and play with a good tempo. We try and put the legwork in it. And sadly, that wasn't there. That wasn't there for long periods tonight. Spent long periods without the ball. I think we got frustrated. I think emotionally you could see it drained us a little bit, and we were flat. So listen, it's I think in football you're going to lose football matches, and we know that, especially in this division. But I think there's ways to lose football matches, and I'm not sure that was a great way to lose a match. And like you say, it started with sort of sloppy goals and good finishes from them. I'm not denying that, but from our point of view, and like you say, the night just got harder and harder and harder. And obviously, listen, we'll have a little debrief about that Thursday night, because I think our shape's got to be better. And obviously, we've got an important game the weekend with Nunan, who are in and around where we are, and we'll regroup, get going again. As I've just said there, it's probably the first time this year when we haven't been in the game. I think we were sort of, listen, there's been periods like Saturday, to be fair, first half, but we showed great character and everything else to come back, and whereas tonight we just, like you say, we were flat. And listen, these are, when Kidderminster have been in this division for a few years now, and when you see when they get their game going, Kidderminster, and players are nice and lively, they're a good side. They are a good side, and at times the quality tonight. I can talk about our shape. I can talk about the pitch being too big. I can talk about there's too much space between the lines. I can talk about A, B, C, and D. But there were some good goals. There was some good play, some quick, clever play, patient, dragged us around. They'll bring the ball in to push you back. They'll bring it back. Then if you don't go and step up with it, and I think in the end we just started dropping off too. It's a safety catch when you're struggling. You drop off, and a team that likes to play in front of you, and they were just, it was like I say, it was a bit too easy for them, but they were very good, and we were very bad, and we'll have to be better, and I'm sure we will be.